Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on this show, and I want to do a quick video here at the end of the night. We'll start this morning. Or, I guess technically start this morning. For the Friday, I just want to quickly mention I'll have 2 recaps. I'll be doing the Michigan State game, top 15 battle there. Then Cavs Knicks, that's your schedule for today. But I want to talk about some more wrestling. I kind of want to talk about this before I go to sleep. I want to talk about the women's division. I want to talk about Triple H. I'm probably going to tie this something along. Does Triple H need to do better with the women's? Does Triple H need to do better with the women's division, or Triple H needs to do better with the women's division, or one of those with a question mark? But I kind of want to talk about this because I just think that WWE women need to be booked better, just the women's division as a whole. And this goes with both companies, but it's mainly WWE what I'm going to talk about. I think the women's division should just be booked better. Look, you can be like, oh, they don't draw the same as the men. That's not what I'm going to argue here. I mean, it's hard to outdraw, say, the big men names. But they don't really get the opportunities because they're always stuck in the mid-card. It feels like the women's champions or the mid-card. Well, the mid-card champions are supposed to be mid-card champions, but they're hardly in the show unless they're taking a pin. Oh, you can say, look at how bad the AEW women's division is booked, and be thankful. Some people might be, but I'm not going to be thankful for the bare minimum. It's the bare minimum. Like, you have your mid-card champions. They have too many titles too. The women's tag titles mean nothing. The mid-card champions, they beat the Chelsea Green and Lyra Valkyria, basically got nothing. They take clean pins in their qualifying matches. I don't know why they're even in them anyways to take a pin. But people will tell you the women's division is fine. People will tell you it's fine. Not from what I'm seeing on TV. You watch NXT, for example. Shawn Michaels actually books the women's division really well. Triple H doesn't. But people will say it's fine and tell you to shut up and not complain about it. No, I won't. I'll give my complaints how I like. I'm not gonna say put on Twitter or hashtag WWE women deserve better, but they need to be booked better. It is not being booked fine. People will say it's loaded and it's being booked fine. If it is loaded and it is being booked fine, why is this even trending on Twitter then? It's just sad to watch. Like, NXT is probably the best book for the women. Like, oh yeah, Tiffany won the big one. Oh, Lyra and Chelsea won. Well, what are those two done with those mid-card titles exactly? And if it is fine, why are they frustrated? Saw that report today. If it is fine, why are they frustrated? Bet nobody will give you a response to that one. But I guess Triple H only sees criticism for the men's division. And look, all people are saying is that they deserve to be better booked than they are getting right now. But apparently people will just reach the shut up and consume. Damn it, you can't criticize WWE. Just shut up, consume it, and don't complain. Y'all can have fun complaining about people's complaints if that makes you a better fan, I guess. If that makes you happy. You literally can't criticize anything about WWE nowadays. I love WWE, but Jesus, you can't criticize anything on Twitter without getting told to stop crying or complaining about the people being blindly loyal just to Triple H. The women's division booking has been the weakest thing since he's took over. There have been slight periods of greatness I've enjoyed. It's not like I've not enjoyed it all. Like the Queen of the Ring matches, the Intercontinental Championship US tournaments, but other than that, they haven't, like, showcased them to maximum potential. Like, but people just will choose to ignore and act like everything's okay. And another thing, it's just, where's the direction for Rhea Ripley going to WrestleMania? Obviously, they have Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte. Io not in the Elimination Chamber, or like, are they really going to have Liv and Rhea in the same ring again at WrestleMania? Even if it's a triple threat, I really don't want to see that. Like, they have a lot of talented women, just freaking use them. Oh, because the live crowds, oh, they don't care that much. Well, they don't care that much, and who cares? Like, if you're not having them out there weekly, yeah, the crowd's not going to react. And there has to just be an honest conversation. Like, Triple H's refusal to let go of the 5-match pay-per-view cards have just de-emphasized a lot of credibility for the women, because you have these 5-match pay-per-views. Yeah, I don't want, like, 5-hour pay-per-views, but Jesus, man, 5 matches? And Tony Khan booking one match and one segment for the women weekly should be addressed as well. And then it's like, just treat the women's booking as important as the men's booking, and naturally more people will care about the women's division. If you're not booking them, having them as important as the men's booking, I'm not saying don't draw like that high, but if you're not having them, like, booking them, people aren't going to care. Like, and sometimes I see more on Twitter, more people loving the women's matches than the men's matches. And does women draw equally on the same level as the men? I mean, there's multiple reports showing that Io Sky and Bayley segments were the peak hours. If you have to ask me that question, there's your response. Just take notes from the writers on NXT or something. I don't know. And look, I don't even hate on Triple H that much. I'm just a fan of the product. Like, he's lacking in a lot of departments, and I'll criticize when I want to criticize. Like, just because, Triple H is better than Vince McMahon the last few years, doesn't mean I can't just criticize Triple H. I mean, the women's division, just not great. And I feel like some people just get on Twitter and defend every decision like they get paid for it. Like, I don't know why you can't criticize. Like, we watch the product. You can criticize the damn thing. And I feel like just because the women's division was in the trenches back in the days there doesn't mean we can't just advocate for the women on the main roster and even AEW to get treated better still. Like, look at NXT. The women always prove they can outshine everyone when they're treated equally. Like, the women's division, probably NXT is better than the men's division right now. And you remember that report I talked about, I think in the wrestling news today? Or I done 2, technically. I think it was 289, episode 289. I talked about there was growing frustrations in the women's division over their book, basically. You know, but they've been booked poorly for the past year. Like, what can you get to save that division right now? I mean, it's kind of been feel like all Rhea and Liv. Rhea's champion again. Charlotte's kind of sucking all the air out of the room. It's just, the women's division's just got worse and just kind of lazy booking from Triple H. And look, like I say, for example, like Lyra and Chelsea Green are the 2 examples. Like, they had 2 mid-card champions, and they couldn't feel more relevant 2 months after winning them. I just never understand why they booked their champions to lose in these tournaments. Or these tournaments, qualifying matches. That doesn't make them look strong. You want your women's mid-card champions to be took serious? Have them win. Have them win matches. She hasn't even defended the title once, I don't think. Is she gonna? I think so. She defended against Dakota Kai soon, I think, but I'm just kind of voicing my opinion here, because I'm not just gonna agree with Twitter saying, oh, they can't draw as good as the men. Well, they probably can, just they don't get the opportunities. And it doesn't help when you have the 5-match pay-per-views. And the women's division just took a dip. And once Becky left for Ben, I'm not saying everything will turn around once she's back. I'm not going to say that'll turn the women's division around. They're also missing Asuka right now. But I don't know what they'll do to fix this women's division at this point. I mean, you get a few women that come back, like Becky Lynch, Asuka, but can you trust Triple H to book them correctly? There's just so many issues as well, like... And he's just not done great with the women's division, like... Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, another big feud, 2 big stars. Feud ended up being nothing but stare downs over 3 months, and 2 bras make it up for 2 weeks before WrestleMania. Bayley and Io Sky, remember, with the 2 years in the making, them even, outdrawing the Bloodline in some segments. Triple H went ahead and gave them 0 materials to work with, but a few backstage segments which cooled down the feud, and he did not continue it as the story ended at WrestleMania. And he did not explore an arc dedicated to Dakota Kai, who betrayed Bayley. Like, Triple H kind of fumbled that. The match was really good, but he just kind of cooled that down. And Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, this was the biggest story heading to SummerSlam. People were crazy invested in this, and it had many casuals getting wrestling, and, well, maybe women under Triple H get punished for drawing big money, I guess. And the feud at some point was not Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, but Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan and Dominic. And they had this new Judgment Day, which went ice cold. And the feud just kind of revolved around a man, and then they had a 10-minute go-home match on January 6th. I believe where Rhea won the title back. Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton, a feud over 8 months in the making, couldn't even get in a singles match on a PLE card. It's just... And aside from that, like... Can we also discuss the difference between the build on Women's War Games and Royal Rumble on the men's side and the women's side? The men got weeks of promos following to the 2025 Royal Rumble, whereas all the women got was a 1 segment to do so. And they've teased unnecessary heat within the face team, only for them to not follow any of the story inside except for Bayley and Io. Liv and Nia had a match, 3x4 teaming up, whereas all the women were thrown to 2 teams. The men got a compelling story, with CM Punk and Roman Reigns, the women just didn't. And the mid-card titles were kind of an issue. Like, that's really all I got. There's just been lazy booking. Like, example from the Royal Rumble where Nia Jax eliminated like 8 people in one spot. But those are just some examples right there with the women's division. I think Triple H needs to do better with the women's division right now. It's kind of his weakest thing. Out of all things, I would say that is his weakness. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say here. So until next time, out. Peace. Leave a like, subscribe for more. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.